What is up, YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, Yankees universe, KOD Nation, stand up, and you degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. This is your guy Hector, host of the Yankees Morning Brew. We are here Tuesday, August 9th, 6:01 p.m., getting ready for this Yankee game late at night. I know this is normally not the time I come on. This isn't the time I normally come on. I normally come on 11 o'clock in the morning. But I had an appointment today. The Yankees won last night, and I felt like I have to come and still talk with my peoples. Shout out my guy Michael Mazza with the 4 Train Express. You know he already is in the building. What is going on? Salute my brother. I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. Like I said, I got just the hips left to deal with, and after that, you guys will see me on the dance floor next year. Guaranteed. But if you guys are watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Instagram Live that I got going on right now, click the link that's in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's have this conversation. My man Jigga Man Portita, what it do, baby? Yeah, nothing was going to stop me today, bro. Nothing was going to stop me today. There's a nasty heat wave going on in New York City. It is nasty, disgusting. Besides that, we got these invasive moths that are in New York City right now. When did that happen? Can somebody fill me in? When did that happen? When did an invasive species of moths decide to move into New York City? Literally walking by East 46th Street, and they just was falling all over the place. I had to step on a few of them, but I'm alive. I'm here. Climate change is not going to hold me down. Yes, I was going to bring this up. Thank you for bringing this up. Poo-poo news about Matt Carpenter. Hope he does get better. I hope Matty Carpenter gets better. Something that we always say on this show is we never like to see anybody get injured. Doesn't matter who it is, whether it's our team or the opposite team. We don't like to see it whatsoever. So we wish you, Matty Cops, a speedy recovery. Maybe we'll see you at the end of the season when it comes to postseason. Maybe. But one person I know that's on fire, and this is somebody that I've been calling out personally. So I'm not sure if he's been hearing the buzz in his ear. But JD, Josh Donaldson, he was 4 for 5 yesterday. Had a home run, a couple doubles. Josh Donaldson is on fire at the moment. And this is something that we need, right? We need Josh. And I said it the other day, when you have a lineup that is missing an Anthony Rizzo, that is missing a Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson is somebody that has to step up, right? Josh Donaldson has to step up. Besides him, Andrew Benintendi came on as well. You know, Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Benny Blanco from the Bronx came on good as well. You know, we need Andrew Benintendi to find his groove. You know, he was 2 for 4 yesterday, couple doubles. You know, one was an oppo slash to right field that got by the right fielder. He was able to turn that into a double. Gleyber Torres scored on the same play. So good things all across the board last night. Now, Jameson Taillon, that's a different story. Because Jameson Taillon, he looked like he was on point yesterday, right, J-Mo? Right? I got some stats right here if I can. If you guys just bear with me. Oh, don't have it there. But yes, with Jameson Taillon, he was on the season, J-Mo, it's 11-12 on the season. I mean, 11-2 on the season so far, right? Oh. My notes got lost in the shuffle, but yeah. Let's see. Our lineup has been beaten up, and we need the guys who haven't been contributors, such as Jonathan, Torres, and Hicks, to start stepping it up and being leaders. Now, I believe you, Mazza, when it comes to Donaldson and Torres. I have faith that Josh Donaldson and Gleyber Torres can catch on for the rest of the year. It's that last person you brought up, Aaron Hicks. That's the person I do not have faith in, right? In St. Louis, he went 3 for 4. You know, and I talked about that 3 for 4 just brought Aaron Hicks an extension on his Yankee career. Going 3 for 4 in St. Louis when he was 0 for 30, just brought him another month where he could go 0 for 30 again without anything happening to him. You know, we have Estevan Florial in the minors. We got Hader as well, who should be back by September. I'm still iffy. I'm still trying to find that silver lining when it comes to this Jordan Montgomery trade. Later on, hopefully the dawn of the watch along, my guy Kev BX Jedi will join us to break this down, because I'm seriously having a problem trying to grasp still the Jordan Montgomery trade. Aaron Boone had a team meeting with the guys, with the fellas, to let them know, like, listen, you know, the trade deadline came, it went, it passed. This is the group that we have, and this is the group that we're going forward with. So all these rumors that you guys heard, all the rumors of who may be traded, who may not be traded, who's going, who's not going, just stop it, because it's over. And I'm glad Aaron Boone had that conversation, because mentally, it seemed like this team was defeated when we was in St. Louis, right? Gleyber Torres, his name has been attached to several trades, you know, especially on the trade deadline day with the Pablo Lopez rumors. He was out of the lineup, so everybody thought that Gleyber Torres would have been traded. He isn't, so that's cool. He wasn't. Now we have him for the rest of the season. Hopefully he gets on fire, and we need the bottom half of that lineup to pick it up, right? IKF was 0 for 4 yesterday, a few strikeouts. And as well, before I continue, I just want to make this quick note. It's call-up day around Major League Baseball. When it comes to the first-round draft picks, right, or the draft picks that from this prior draft, 3 of those Yankees draft picks have already been moved from rookie ball to single A. Spencer Jones, who has been named the left-handed Aaron Judge. Spencer Jones was 5 for 10, had a home run, a double, 4 RBIs, had an on-base OPS, on-base plus slugging of 1,400. So he's moving from rookie ball right up to single A. And at the rate that he's going right now, he'd be with the Yankees in September. And yes, the Yankees called up Miguel Andujar. Miggy is coming up to the Bronx. Now, one thing that I'm going to need, right, with Miguel Andujar, just give this man some playing time. If you're going to call him up here, play the man, right? Don't just call him up here just so you can have him as just depth or just backup on the bench. Second, it's annoying whenever Andujar gets a chance and he's just stuck on the bench. So if you're going to call Miguel Andujar up, give him the playing time. Let him play. You can't just bingo. Yo, Mazda, that's why we right here, baby. We right here. You cannot just let him rot on the bench. And you can't. You absolutely can't. Miguel Andujar has major league experience. His bat plays up here in the majors, especially from his rookie year. So far this year, he was batting .250, I think, with like 4 RBIs, if I'm not mistaken, a couple extra base hits, no home runs. But give Miguel Andujar a chance. If you're not going to give Miguel Andujar a chance, give Estevan Florial a chance. Somebody. We're going to have to catch lightning in the bottle from somewhere, because Matt Carpenter got a broken left foot, fractured left foot, is maybe out for the rest of the year. We can't have it in the back of our head that we're going to count on Matt Carpenter when it comes to the postseason. That can't happen. As sad as it must be to see him get injured, the mustachio one, the mustache poppy, as much as it sucks to see him get injured, we have to put him to the side. Take him out your head mentally for the rest of the season. Please do not have it in your head that we could count on Matt Carpenter for the postseason run. If he comes back, he comes back. I'll be happy. But I'm not going to put all my ducks in one pond waiting for him to come back, if you guys understand the reference. Right? It sucks that he got injured, but we have to face reality. This team had a game yesterday. Our offense looked like it was waking up. So let's deep dive into it. Let's take this deep dive into last night's game. And let's start off with Let's start off with the Mariners. Before we deep dive into the Yankees, let's start off with the losing team, the Mariners. Let me take my water real quick. Okay. Now, with the Mariners, you had Adam Frazier leading off, the second baseman. He was 0 for 5. Then you had the first baseman, Ty France. He was 0 for 4. Then you had the right fielder, Mitch Haniger, who was 3 for 4, hit a bomb. The Mariners need Mitch Haniger to heat up. Mitch Haniger last year had 39 home runs for them. And the one thing that's affecting the Mariners, the Mariners can pitch and play defense with the best of them. No, there's no denying that. Their offense is what's lacking for them, especially without Julio Rodriguez. But Mitch Haniger has to step it up. But he was 3 for 4, had a home run. So hopefully there's some signs for him. Jesse Winker, the left fielder, was 0 for 2. Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman, was 0 for 2. Carlos Santana, the baseball player, not the guitar player, was the DH last night. He was 0 for 3. Now, J.P. Crawford, now I know his stats say he was 1 for 3, but J.P. Crawford had some really good at-bats last night. He had one against Taillon, which I think was a 10-pitch at-bat when he forced Taillon to walk in with the bases loaded to force it a run. So J.P. Crawford had some really good at-bats last night. My man Kev, salute, the dawn of the watch along. Kev, I know you got the link for the StreamYard. Give me a few. Let me finish going over the Mariners and Yankees, and if you're free, jump on so we can have a talk real quick, baby, because I miss you. But yeah, Riley the catcher was 1 for 4 last night. He also had a bomb off of Jameson Taillon, and Julio Rodriguez replacement Haggerty, the center fielder, was 1 for 4. So Jameson Taillon was able to calm down these bats last night. He gave up no problem, Kev. He gave up, what is it, Tuesday? Oh, you at NXT? Oh, that's right. Kev's at NXT. Yes. But yeah, Taillon was able to cool these bats off last night. Yes, he gave up 2 home runs. He had 2 walks, but I'll get into his numbers. But overall, nice game from Jameson Taillon when it comes to the offense. The pitching side of things from the Mariners, Logan Gilbert, it's a guy we've roughed up. I talked about it on yesterday's show before the Yankees play the Mariners in the morning. We roughed him up last time in the stadium. Last year, he was really good against us. But this year so far, we've had his number. So that's something to keep an eye out if the Yankees do face the Mariners when it comes to the postseason. But Logan Gilbert, he pitched 4 innings. He gave up 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. You got to give it up to him. He was struggling, but he stood in there until the Mariners took him out. Then Murphy came in after him. He pitched 2 innings, no hits, no runs, gave up 1 walk, and he had a strikeout. Swanson came in after him, pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Bass relieved Swanson. He pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. But then the lefty Brokey came in. Brokey pitched the inning. Brokey pitched 2/3 of it innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, no walk, 1 strikeout. One of those runs being the bomb from Aaron Judge, his 44th of the year. I know I got to change that Aaron Judge graphic, but we'll work on it. Because Judge is probably going to hit another one tonight. But Festa was the last Mariner pitcher of the night. He pitched the inning in the third, one hit, no runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. As the Yankees, I was looking to the Yankees. Like I said, from Jameson Taillon, ultimately a good performance. Now, one thing that was a head scratcher for me, right? He was coming upon 90 pitches to start the 7th, right? He went 6 innings, 2 runs. I think I would have pulled him there just to keep his confidence high. You sent him out there for another inning. He gave up another run, which was a home run. But overall, 7 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The only real bad inning was that 4th inning when he had the bases loaded, walked in a run. But Jameson Taillon, ultimately, this is a start of something good. On the season, Jameson Taillon is 11-12 with a 3.95 ERA. So hopefully he could put his last 10 starts behind him and look forward for the rest of the year. Maybe. Let's see what we have with Taillon. But this lineup, DJ LeMahieu, the first baseman, led it off. He was 2 for 5. Aaron Judge was in right field. He was 2 for 4. Matt Carpenter was the DH, but he was pinch hit for Timmy LaCastro after fouling off a pitch off of his left foot. X-rays came back. It was a fracture, so he will be out most likely for the rest of the year. Like I said earlier, let's take him out of our head and let's not try to put our ducks in the basket waiting for him to come back. Let's see. 3 hits plus 3 hits, 6+. I'll take that every start. Absolutely. Especially from Jameson Taillon, who's been struggling recently, Kev. You know, so hopefully this is good signs to come from J-Mo and we can move forward with him. But like I said, Matt Carpenter, who was pinch hit for LaCastro, was 0 for 1. Josh Donaldson, JD, was 4 for 5. The bad man of baseball was 4 for 5 at third base last night. Gleyber Torres, the second baseman, was 2 for 5, couple doubles. Andrew Benintendi was 2 for 4 with a double. I think it was 2 doubles. Jose Trevino, our amigo, Jose Trevino said, hold on, wait, I'm not going to be the only one that doesn't get a hit tonight. He was 1 for 5 with an RBI. And then we have IKF, who is everybody's favorite shortstop of late, but Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was 0 for 4. And then our favorite guy, Aaron Hicks, 0 for 2. You know, I think Josh Donaldson just brought him a little bit of leeway with us Yankee fans going 4 for 5. Hopefully he can keep it up and he doesn't start a stretch of 0 for 20, you know, like your guy Aaron Hicks does. But ultimately, a good showing. Good showing when it comes to these Yankee bats. I'm going to put this up there one more time. Big keys that I want to point out. Josh Donaldson, 4 for 5. Gleyber Torres, 2 for 5. Andrew Benintendi, 2 for 4. Yes, Aaron Judge had a home run, right? But the 4, 5, and 6 spot in the lineup going, let's see, what's these numbers all together? 6 for 14. I'll take that every day. Salute, salute, salute. If you're watching on Instagram, click that link in the bio. Jump on over to YouTube for the conversation. But yeah, ultimately, that 4, 5, and 6 spot in the lineup, which has been hurting us of late, going 6 for 14, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yes, Judge had a home run, like I said. Yes, even DJ LeMahieu was 2 for 5. But to me, the best part of it was seeing that 4, 5, and 6 part of that lineup going 6 for 14. And now I got the dawn of the watch along himself. Kev, what it do? Oh, not like I can't hear you. Not sure if your audio is messed up or not. Hold on. There we go. There you go. Dawn, what it do?
It's gonna be a little noisy, so I'll mute myself.
Not at all. I'm good. I can hear you.
What a performance by Jameson Taillon last night. 3 hits, 7 innings. Yeah. Give me that from Taillon every day. I'll take that to the bank. That's what. And also remember the bullpen. I know you mentioned why he came out that extra inning to fail his confidence. Remember the bullpen was taxed both games, especially in St. Louis. So that was a good. Give me the ball. Let me help the team out. Let me take one for the Gimper type of move. I loved it.
Yeah, no, I hands down, same thing. Like I said, I'm happy with the 7 innings. I could live with it. Ultimately, I would have loved to see the 6 innings, like you said, but the bullpen was taxed, so I'm happy with it. Seeing Aroldis Chapman, to me, starting to shape around. We talked about it before, Kev. If we could get Aroldis Chapman to be 80% of what he was, alongside of Clay Holmes, who was struggling yesterday, he gave up 2 hits, ultimately gave up a run, but still was able to close the door. What's your thoughts of the Yankees bullpen going down this stretch run?
Oh, now they're going to find themselves because Aroldis Chapman going back to form is only going to help Clay Holmes with the pressure, as well as Scott Efrins. Also see where he's going to fade. It's going to be a 7th inning or get a couple outs early in the 6th. Come in the 6th with 2 outs or 1 out. And if he gets some good quality outs along with Trevino. Now, Trevino, hold on. Let me get quick.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for that little noise there. Trevino now, the way he throws, I think this is the time now with the next 30 days, they're going to shift themselves to see who's rolls and wants. heading into the eyeing of October. This is why when you have a 10-plus game cushion, it allows Boone, although I don't have the confidence the way he does the bullpen, in my opinion, but he has now these time to mix and match to guys to define their roles going into the postseason. So I think they don't know who's who yet. It will help if Loaizica becomes the pitcher that we saw and loved the Cup last year. That's a gravy on top, but don't hold your breath too much on Loaizica, Hector.
Yeah. When it comes to Loaizica, if he comes back, he comes back, right? But ultimately, when it comes to Chapman shaping back into form, you know, I know this is very cliche for everybody to say this, but if we could get a healthier Aroldis Chapman, that's like getting somebody at the trade deadline. Like I said, it's very cliche to say it. It's something that everybody says, but look at the Mets. Jacob deGrom came back, and as soon as Jacob deGrom came back, that team has gone on a hot run. So hopefully, if Aroldis Chapman could come back, we got Miguel Andujar being called up for the minor leagues. Hopefully, we catch lightning in a bottle and we give this team some momentum moving forward. Matt Carpenter's injury, it sucks. It hurt us. He was a big part of that. How can I say, team chemistry in the locker room. Do you think Miguel Andujar will get his opportunity now for the rest of the year? What's your thoughts on the call up?
Absolutely, and I hope they allow him to get that opportunity. You know, if salute, if he does get the opportunity, I think he's going to relish in it. Also, one thing we forgot to mention was if the Yankees bullpen, if Aroldis Chapman hits, and all the pitchers we were talking about, it shortens the game. Yes. It makes the game shorter. Now your pitching staff don't have to go extra. You get some extra outs. You shorten the game up with the way Aaron Judge is hitting, the way the lineup. I know Ben Benintendi is going to start to rock here coming soon. And things are heading stock up. If you know, Carpenter is going to be missed, the left-handed bat, because now, you know, I hate to say it, we don't got Joey or Gallo, who's the left-handed bat there, but
I was waiting for the Joey Gallo comment, but it's funny that you said that, right? Since the Joey Gallo trade, the Dodgers are 7-0, and the Yankees are 1-5 since the Joey Gallo trade. So, hey, maybe it was something in the air when he was in that locker room, but I don't know.
It must have been Mom's meatballs that he should bring in from the Tupperware.
Something, you know. But whatever happens, I just hope Michael Caputo is somewhere and doesn't break a TV. So whatever happens, just hopefully Michael Caputo is happy somewhere out there in the world.
Yeah, that at least last night's victory, that 9-3 victory, it eased the sting off that damn sweep. That was a bad sweep, especially Sunday's game. The way they battled, the way the offense kept battling, and just the pitching just let everyone down. I was like,
yeah, it let us down. But to have that team meeting, like, you know, we may joke when it comes to Aaron Buffoon, whatever. You and I, we have our inside jokes when it comes to that. But having that team meeting, and right out the bat, seeing Josh Donaldson go 4 for 5, Gleyber Torres get a couple hits, Andrew Benintendi get a couple hits. Do you think these guys, you know, I understand they're professional hitters, but do you think sometimes the outside noise comes a bit too much? Is a bit too much for them at some points?
Yes and no, but I'm going to say more to the no, because when you put on that beautiful pinstripe jersey, you know what you're getting into. You know what you're getting into with all the lore, the expectations. It's another degree of level of difficulty, but they know that once you go there, you know what to expect. You know, that's why there's players that cram and run to come to the Yankees, and there's players that go the opposite way. They want nothing to do with New York. It's that uniform, and if they're here, they got to, you know, they got to go with it. So,
yeah, no, 100%. Now let's try to fast forward. I know we're still in August. Let's try to shift gears towards October, right? Let's look at the starting rotation. So a rotation of Garrett Cole, Frankie Montas. I'm not sure why, for some reason, the Yes Network decided to have like a spelling contest when it came to his last name, but Frankie Montas, Nestor Cortez, and whether it's Luis Severino or whether it's Jameson Taillon for that 4th start, and then this bullpen. Do you trust this rotation, 4 pitchers and this bullpen to make this March and October?
Yes, but I need to see more from Frankie Mountain.
Oh my god, I can't stand you. Yeah, no, we definitely need to see more from the mountain himself. But if we could get Garrett Cole to get back on track, and I brought it up, everybody wants to get on Garrett Cole for his numbers for this year, right? Granted, Garrett Cole has 5 starts while giving up 5+ runs or more. He has that this year. In 2009, when we signed CC Sabathia had 10 of those starts of giving up 5+ runs or more. Before the 2009 postseason, CC Sabathia had a career postseason ERA that was in the 7s. So far, Garrett Cole is pitching under 3 in the postseason. Yes, he got beat up last year against Boston, but I think Garrett Cole will have his run this postseason. Do you have confidence in Garrett Cole going down the stretch, even in the postseason?
Listen, when it comes to, I mentioned it when they got Frankie Montas, either they would have got Montas or Castillo. I say competition always brings the best. Cream rises to the top. So if you got a guy like Castillo or even in this case Montas comes in and they start pitching good, you got a little bit of ego or pride. Says I'm the big dog here, so I gotta raise my level of pitching better because guess what? There's a new slice of bacon here that I gotta make sure I'm out flavor. So I think that's gonna help Cole down the road because he doesn't want to be the second fiddle. He wants to be number one, and he is that type of pitcher. He has that makeup for it. So I think that helps. I think that's gonna help down the stretch here. I think that they're gonna surprise us in Boston, man. This rotation.
No, yeah. I think so, and we hopefully Rizzo is back when it comes to when it comes to this next series. I know there's been talks about Giancarlo Stanton, but we have a 9.5, 10 game lead in the division. I'm still comfortable with it. That's why you build yourself an early lead in the division early in the season, so you can have these stretches where you have to sit Rizzo or Stanton. You don't want to push him back coming from his injury. When it comes to this next stretch of games, we got Boston, we got Toronto. Who do you think is more? Who are you more scared of on this schedule coming up, Kev? Oh, I want to shout out real quick, Pete. Salute, my guy, Pete.
What's up, Pete? Right now, no one in the East because we showed that we run the gauntlet on them. We're not. I would have been more afraid if we would have had a National League team sandwich in there. But no, right now they're gonna play good. Watch for Ben Benintendi to go on fire here.
Yeah, that's one player that I'm looking for this stretch run because his first few series, Kansas City, even with St. Louis, was a bit rough. Yeah, he got a few walks and he was on base and stuff, but it was a bit rough. But seeing him getting doubles and just hitting it to the opposite field, feeling more comfortable in this Yankee lineup. Ultimately, do you think he needs to be shifted to the one spot, move DJ down, or do you think it's a perfect balance with rotating either him and DJ in the leadoff spot? What do you think the Yankees should keep Benintendi at in this lineup?
That's the $100 question because that's what frustrates me. They try to get cute with the lineup. Now I'm gonna give them a grace period here because they're getting to know these players. But after August 15, you got to come with the A game. Give me the lineup that you're going to see in September, October to finish this. And Benintendi, either he leads off, or you got a sandwich in between Judge and LeMahieu. You got to sandwich them, righty lefty, because you got Rizzo. Remember, don't forget about Giancarlo Stanton. He's going to come back. And hopefully he comes back with some ruthless aggression with the ball, knocking the living crap out of the ball. And if that's the case, all we're gonna do is make the lineup better. Benintendi, IKF is a contact hitter. Even Trevino is known to be a contact hitter. Spraying the ball. LeMahieu, Benintendi, good habits awarded. You get into good habits as a team. Rizzo, one of the best two-strike hitters and goes underrated on the team. Yes, don't go by his batting average. He is probably batting 237, but don't go by that. If I need a guy with 2 outs to get me a hit against a tough lefty or an opposite hit, I like Rizzo's chances. He chokes up from the bat. He is a professional hitter, Hector. And with more players, with Judge having that MVP type of season, that lineup is going to get greater. So
Yeah.
I am as yes, it was disgusting that they got swept by the St. Louis Cardinals. It was bad that they started off bad off of the trading deadline, but I'm kind of let it happen now and let them go into a rhythm, into a hot streak, September into October, because you know how it goes. The hot team entering the playoffs usually the one that goes far.
No, yeah, 100%. And something that you and I, we've always talked about, as great as this team has been this year, and as great as other former Yankees team has been as well, you're always going to have your hiccups, right? It's a 6 to 7 month season, and 6 to 7 months, you're going to have 1 month that you struggle, right? Even the 98 Yankees, with as great as the 98 Yankees were in the month of September, the way the Yankees are playing right now, it's what the 98 Yankees did in September, right? We have a 10-game lead in the division. Nightmare scenario, Kev, nightmare scenario. If it gets down to 4 games lead in the division against the Toronto Blue Jays within 2 weeks, all that means is that within these next 2 weeks, you're going to see worse baseball than you did these past 30 games. And I have faith that this team is not going to play worse baseball than they did these past 30 games. So nightmare scenario, I could throw that out the window, knock on wood, because anything can happen. But I have faith that this team doesn't go on a 2-week nightmare that was worse than what we just did coming out the All-Star break. What's your thoughts on that?
No, they're not. They're not. I think their worst baseball is here, and it's only. And the crazy thing is, the most consecutive games they lost was 5. That's it.
Yeah,
They're just on a 5-game losing streak. Their back is still in double digits despite playing the worst they have. All you got to do is continue beating the teams in your division. Beat Boston. Take the series of Boston. Go back to the formula that got you, winning series. Just keep winning series. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Win the series. When you come to see it, you're going to win. But Hector, I'm going to jump off because we're about to enter the location. So thank you for having me on. It's fun.
My brother, it was a special episode. I know that you're going down to NXT and, enjoy yourself. Have a good time over there. I was looking, just to let you know, I'm looking forward to the World Baseball Classic 2023. I'm looking at the ticket to Miami. So I'm going to buy you a ticket. Make sure you get to Miami and join me for the World Baseball Classic next year, right? I'm buying you your ticket.
All right. I'll hold you to it. Yeah, that's fine. That is awesome. Hell's yeah.
Listen,
they used to be in Orlando. The funny thing is, they used to be in Orlando, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have both of them. They used to have one pool in Orlando and the other pool in Miami, but they split them up. They do Arizona, California, and Miami. I don't know. It's very weird. But
I wish they would have done it over here, man, because Venezuela was there was a lot of Venezuelan Dominican played, and those places were packed.
Yeah, and well, this year they put them in the same pool. They put Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Dominican Republic, and Israel all in the same pool. It's very weird that they threw Israel in there.
You thought they'd give it a scatter since we have the Serie del Caribe every year. I mean, give it let them play other world countries just for the different.
Yeah, don't put all the good teams in one pool.
Yeah, it is still baseball. It's still baseball.
Yeah. But brother, listen, Kev, salute, baby. Thank you Have so much, fun. Yeah. I'll be there for the next watch along, all right?
It'll probably be, you know what? I might get out early. I might check the notification. Well, I'll email you maybe tomorrow afternoon, the 4:30 game. We'll be probably live.
Bet, perfect.
All right, peace, guys.
Later. That was the dawn of the watch along. My man Kev, BX Sports Jedi. If you guys aren't subscribed to the BX Sports Jedi, please hit that subscribe button. BX Sports Jedi. My man Michael Caputo. What it do, Capoots? Hope all is well, Caputo. Hope all is well. Listen, Caputo, give me a sec. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Hold on, but I have to do it. Okay, there it is, right there. Put it in the chat, Caputo. Mikey Mazza, if you guys want to join on just for a few, just to chop it up, like I've always said, we got to keep it clean. PG-13, keep it clean like Nickelodeon. If not, the paid sponsors will come and pull the plug on the show. But yeah, that was the dawn of the watch along. My man Kev, BX Sports Jedi, from the BX Sports Jedi Network. Great conversation. Like I was saying, I have the numbers here for Spencer Jones, but Kev had to go. I wanted to just let Kev know. Now, Yankees first round of Spencer Jones, has been promoted to low A after 3 games. He was 5 for 10. He had a double, a home run, a walk, 4 RBIs, 2 stolen base, and a 1.445 OPS. Spencer Jones, the left-handed Aaron Judge, looks like he's the real deal. But I'm going to bring my guy Caputo in. Caputo, what it do, baby?
How you doing, man? It's been a rough...
Caputo, where's your Yankee hat, bro? Where's your Yankee hat?
It's in the closet. You want me to get it?
No. I'm good. How you been, brother?
It's been rough. I've been all right. It's been a rough couple of... it's been a rough last... it's been a week of torment and torture with this team. They finally won last night, thank God. And bad news about Matt Carpenter now. He looks like he's going to miss the rest of the season, or at least a month.
Yeah, I like I was saying earlier, Caputo, to everybody, like I think going forward, we should just remove Matt Carpenter from the back of our minds. I don't want us to try to wait for Matt Carpenter to come and help us out for the no. Let's just remove him. If he comes back, he comes back. Let's just not put all our hopes wishing for him to come back,
Yeah, I mean, he was off the bench anyways, so I think we'll be fine without him. I think he was excellent for this team. It was a great comeback story. And he did a lot for the Yankees, and I appreciate that, what he did. I'm grateful for what he did. But we got to focus on the everyday players, and we're getting Rizzo and Stanton back now. We need those guys back in the worst way. And I think Rizzo is going to be back tonight. I hope so. I hope he's back in the lineup.
Oh, yeah? Copy. I haven't heard any news. I was keeping an eye out for it, but copy. Did you see the Yankees first rounder, Spencer Jones?
Oh, no, I haven't seen him.
My man, he was promoted from rookie ball up to low A ball, but 5 for 10, a double, a home run, 4 RBIs, a walk, 2 stolen bases, and a 14.45 OPS. Scouts are saying that he is the steal of the draft.
Wow, so he's going to be the real deal then, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, it's a small sample size. It's 3 games, but a lot of scouts on Twitter have been saying that he was the steal of the draft. So far, so good for the Yankees when it comes to that first round.
So, yeah, that's good. And we got to keep this momentum going now. I mean, we finally snapped this losing streak. This was a terrible drought the Yankees were in. Now they just got to continue to win. I was saying to myself, what are we going to, blow this division? We better still win this division, bro, because I'm getting I'm getting worried with this. Because we had a 16.5 game lead.
Yeah. No. Like I was telling Kev Caputo, right? Right now, we're 9.5, maybe 10 games up on the Toronto Blue Jays, right? Yeah. That's the lead in the division. If it gets within the next 2 weeks, if it gets down to 4 games, like if our lead shrinks down to 4 games, that means over these next 2 weeks, we're gonna have worse baseball than we saw coming out of the All-Star break. Right?
If it goes
Then, but I think I have enough faith in this team. I don't think they could play worse than they have been over these past 2 or 3 weeks since the All-Star break. What's your thoughts on that?
I hope so, because I didn't think we were going to go into this tailspin that we've been going into. And it always seems like the Yankees go into this tailspin every single year. Whether they try to win the division or the wild card, they always go into this collision course every season. Like, we got to always sweat with this team every regular season until they clinch. But it doesn't look like we're going to have that. I don't believe so. So let's hope that this one win will turn into a 5, 6, 7 game winning streak.
Yeah, let's knock on wood. And if there's any wood around us, let's knock on it right now.
I mean, I'm glad we got that win. That's the main thing last night. I mean, that injury sucked, but we needed that win in the worst way. That was a must win. They had to win that game. And tonight, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I said Garrett Cole is pitching tonight, so he better step up his A game, man. I'm looking for a great performance tonight. Castillo's pitching, so I think the Yankees are going to finally get to Castillo tonight. I hope. I mean, they got 4 runs off this guy.
Well, if you think about it, right? If you go back to the start against Cincinnati at the stadium, we did hurt him for 2 runs. Giancarlo Stanton did get a home run off him, if I'm not mistaken. Against him at the stadium, yes, Garrett Cole gave up 6 runs, but we did light up Luis Castillo up for 3 runs in that game as well. Yeah. So as long as our pitching answers the call, our offense is always going to be there. It's our pitching that's the big thing.
Yeah, actually, the last start against him, he pitched with the Seattle Mariners. We knocked them out of the game, so I think they did better. They did a better job the second time around. So maybe hopefully the third time's a charm, because this is the third time they're going to be facing him this year. So maybe this time they score 5, 6 runs off him tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I have a question I've been wanting to ask you, right? Because I was going to wait till I ran into you when it
Yeah.
comes to the watch along, but I'm glad that you came.
Mhm.
On Monday's show, yesterday's show, I went at how can I say is Michael K, right? I'm not sure if you listened, but
I missed it.
Michael K, right? This entire season, something that you and we can agree on, Caputo, is that Joey Gallo was horrible here with the Yankees. He was horrible. He was horrible. One thing you and I can both say when it comes to these interviews that Joey Gallo did, at any point, Caputo, did he ever blame the fans?
No.
Did he ever blame any of his teammates?
No.
Did he ever even blame the media?
No, he actually blamed himself.
He took accountability, right?
Yes.
Michael K came out on the radio, not sure if you heard, and he said Joey Gallo painted himself as a victim leaving New York City. To me, I think that was a cheap shot from Michael K because it's corny. Because at any point, you and we just laid it out. Anytime Joey Gallo was talking about it, he was talking about himself, trying to hold himself accountable. Never did he say it was the fans who was too hard. It was the media who was too hard. It was my teammates who didn't have. Never did he ever blame anyone else but himself, Caputo, right?
Yeah, he just took the fall for himself. I never heard him ever blaming fans or the Yankees. Matter of fact, then I'm hearing stories that he don't want to leave his apartment or something. I don't really know. You could put all this, all the emphasis you want into this, but half of this stuff I don't even believe. I thought he was a good person, but he just wasn't the right fit for the Yankees. You could clearly see.
Yeah, but even with him saying in that article he didn't want to leave the apartment because he just felt like a failure. He felt embarrassed.
Yeah,
that's him coming at him. Not I don't want to leave the apartment because the fan base are killing me. No, not once did he say that.
He was probably afraid of the New York fans getting on him, but I don't think the Yankee fans were going to say, "Oh, you suck." I don't think they were going to say that to him.
No. But then even take a step back, right? Kevin and I were Knicks fans. I know you're not big into basketball, but look at what Julius Randle did with the Knicks last year, right? And compare that to what Joey Gallo did. Did Joey Gallo ever curse the fans out like Julius Randle did?
No.
Did Joey Gallo ever smack anything out of the coach's hand like Julius Randle did?
No.
Try to fight a teammate, push a teammate in front of him, curse him? No. So Joey Gallo, to me, yes, it didn't work out in New York. Yes, he had probably the worst stretch when it comes to offensive play or everyday play. He was horrible. We're not saying that he was. But for Michael K, who for the past 4 or 5 years probably been getting ripped by Yankee fans for his horrible takes. But for Michael K to purposely go out his way and try to attack somebody as they're leaving, mind you, then they're not here anymore. As they're leaving, to me, it's just it just leaves me with a bad taste.
Remember, this is the same guy who said that Aroldis Chapman should be a starting pitcher. So I don't think
it's the same guy that said the Yankees were going to run 125 games early in the season.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we could agree on that.
Of course I'm better. I mean, it's just it's common sense, man. I mean, he didn't say nothing about the Yankee fans. He took all the blame for himself. I mean, I'm not bashing the guy and saying that it was it didn't work out here. He was horrendous.
And he went out there every day in left field and right field, and he heard it from the fans.
Yes.
At any point, you didn't see him interact badly with the fans. You never saw him was nasty with the fans at all.
No.
Even with his struggles, he would still sign autographs and he would still talk to people. He was a constant professional here. Yes, it didn't work out. He was a professional. He went to the Dodgers. They're 7-0. We're 1-5. You never know.
And another thing I wanted to tell you too. What do you think of this Harrison Beta trade? I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it.
I'm 50-50. There's some days I wake up that I'm like, okay, I understand it, but then there's other days that I'm like, I don't understand that it makes no sense.
Because look at it this way: we lost the starter Montgomery, who, by the way, I didn't think was good, but we didn't add another rotation on. We needed another starting pitcher. You added Beta, by the way, who's a fourth outfielder and who's injured, and you took away a starter and you made Domingo Germán the fifth starter. Now we got no starting pitcher. Oh, we got Montez, but we needed to add another arm because you lost Montgomery. And you added a player that's going to be hurt until he's going to be out until September or October. And you weaken the rotation. I mean, now your rotation is a little worse, I would think, right? I mean,
no, 100%. saying, and yes, he's hurt, but it's like he's in a walking boot, right? It's one thing if it's like he's in a walking boot. So I have little faith that he's going to come back this year. If he comes back this year, then okay, cool, we could get something from it. But I have no faith that Bader is going to be healthy for the postseason.
I don't.
I have no. And even if he is healthy, Michael Caputo, even if he is healthy, you have it. How many at bats that has he have? Do you trust him in a big spot in a big situation?
Yeah, no, I don't. He's better than Aaron Hicks, though. I will say that he's got to be better than Hicks.
He is better than Aaron Hicks, but that's not saying much. The goddamn the pole is on the ground when you talk about Aaron Hicks.
I rated the trading deadline an A, right? Like I love it.
So did I. Yeah, so did I.
But that Beta thing kind of made me like, it changed. Yeah. Now I give it like a B because of that Beta move. They were doing everything great up until that move that I was like, you got to be kidding me. This ruined. And since then, they've been 0-5. They won last night. But, currently after that, they lost 5 in a row. I wonder if it had something to do with that trade. Because
you never know. Maybe when it comes to like Tyone and Garrett Cole struggling, because one thing I always say when it comes to Garrett Cole, Tyone, and Jordan Montgomery, I always call them the three amigos. They were always together. They were always next to each other, huddled up in that dugout. So maybe losing their friend probably, stung real bad for those first starts that they had coming out the trade deadline. But at the same time, you're major league professionals. You get paid millions of dollars to play a children's game for fun. So you're gonna have to show up. But during this stretch that we was 12-8, our offense was averaging 5 to 6 runs a game. But our pitching was giving up 5 to 6 runs a game. If our pitching could get back on course, then I think we're good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it looks like the hitting is coming along. Now the pitching has to come along. And the bullpen, like last night, they passed all those tests, but that bullpen seemed to still be shaky. But Tyone got out of that jam, that big jam, that one inning that almost killed him. And he skipped the jam. And then the hitting has been doing the job the last 2-3 games. They scored 8 runs. Was it yesterday? And yesterday they scored 9 runs. So it's not the offense right now. It's been like the pitching. I hope we got to see what Garrett Cole does tonight. He better be great.
Yeah, and what's your thought? And a big part of this offense is Josh Donaldson, Gleyber Torres, Andrew Benintendi. Those 3 hitters having to heat up. What's your thoughts on Donaldson going for 4? Like, I'm happy with Donaldson going 4 for 5 yesterday, but I don't want to see him go 0 for 15 in the next 15 at bats.
It's good that he's starting to come around, but this guy is an incredibly streaky hitter. He can go like 3 for 4, and then he goes 0 for 5 the next night. He's very, very streaky, and I'm not sold with Donaldson. And I don't know, Torres. I just want Stanton and Rizzo back. Benintendi. This is a very good sign. Benintendi is starting to hit now. That's very, very good.
Yeah, that is. And hold on. My man Pete said, whoever's in charge of starting pitchers in AAA should be fired. They can't develop younger. Listen, Pete, if you really think about it, the Yankees can hardly develop young talent. I'm going to just bring this lineup up real quick, right? This is the Yankees lineup from yesterday. Out of these 9 players in the lineup, there's only one player that came up through the Yankee system. That's Aaron Judge. I know Gleyber Torres, a lot of people say his rookie year was with the Yankees, but we got him from the Cubs for Aroldis Chapman.
He wasn't homegrown.
He wasn't homegrown. So if you look at this lineup, the only homegrown person in that lineup is Aaron Judge. That's it.
Yeah, Aaron Judge. That's a case Severino, but he never stays on the field. But yeah,
that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
that's it. And then when you look at the starting pitcher, like you just said, Caputo, Severino was the only starting pitcher. Maybe you could say Nestor Cortez, but Nestor Cortez was with the Baltimore Orioles, and their system came over to us, then went back to them and came back over to us. But when you look at this roster, Aaron Judge, Luis Severino, like Michael Caputo said, who's always injured, Ron Marinaccio out the bullpen, Albert Abreu.
Yeah.
There's not that many homegrown players on this team anymore.
Why did they send Ron Marinaccio back down to the minors? I didn't agree with that move. That was dumb.
That's another head scratcher move right there.
So he was one of our more reliable relievers. Why would you send him down to the minors?
Because they didn't want to risk losing Albert Abreu or Lucas Licky because they don't have any options to go back downstairs.
I would much rather have Marinaccio over Abreu and Licky. Those guys are terrible.
100%. Listen, it's August 9th, right, Caputo? If you would have told me at the beginning of the year, right, or even the first watch along I did with you and Kev, if you would have told me back then, I would be upset August 9th that they send Ron Marinaccio down to the minors, I would have not believed you.
Yeah.
But Ron Marinaccio has turned out to be right behind Michael King as the best arm coming out the bullpen.
He's like your answer to losing Michael King, I think. Like, he's been brilliant. I think he's great. But this guy, he said about the farm system. Yeah, the Yankees never ran. The Yankees have never had a great scouting department and a farm system. That's been going forget about it, for over 2 decades now. We just never developed great pitching, and the rest is history with that. Aaron Judge is the only great player that since the core 4 that we've developed that has been great.
Yeah.
That's it.
Robinson Cano had his little shine here with us, but Cano was never the same type of hitter as Aaron Judge is. Cano was fantastic, but what Aaron Judge is doing is ridiculous. He had his 44th home run last night. He's on pace for 64, 66 home runs. Yeah. Ultimately, Judge is the MVP.
He's the MVP, hands down. It's unanimous.
He's the MVP.
I have no doubts. I just won a championship. I'm really happy with that, but. The Yankees have they got to take care of a few things. They have to. You still think we win this division? I'm still worried.
I think we win this division. Like I said, if we over the next 2 or 3 weeks, right? If our division league goes from 10 to 4 games, that just means we just play 2 or 3 weeks of horrible baseball, worse baseball than we have been playing recently, right? And I have enough faith that I don't think this team is going to go down that big of a wormhole.
Let's hope this is the last slump.
Yeah, maybe this is the last slump. But having Aaron Boone have the conversation at team meeting with the players, it seemed like it did something. I know we joke around about Aaron Boone, but sometimes those type of meetings need to be had.
Yeah, and they had a team meeting. That's right. So that definitely sparked the team up. So hopefully this is a great step in the right direction. A one win could lead to a lot. I mean, I've seen it with this team a lot. So we just hope this pitching is better. The offense keeps scoring runs. The bullpen doesn't blow it. I'm really concerned with Clay Holmes too. I don't know about Clay Holmes anymore, man.
No, I'm very concerned about Clay Holmes. I think he was overused in the first half of the season because our bullpen was struggling. Yeah. It's like, you remember when Scott Proctor in 2006 had that beautiful first half of the year, and then Joe Torre burnt him out and he was garbage for the rest of his career. Yeah. It's giving very much the same type of energy.
Yeah, it is.
What Clay Holmes is doing is giving very much Scott Proctor 2006. Hopefully he could figure it out, because when Clay Holmes was struggling, Caputo, it was infield hits. It was blooper hits, right? Though that's when he was struggling at the beginning of the season, right before the All-Star break. Recently, it's been home runs, it's been doubles into the gaps, it's been extra base hits that's been hurting him.
Yes. And Donaldson, Torres, those are you two that are really struggling. Benintendi's starting to finally pick it up. And Aaron Hicks is garbage. That guy's always garbage. I don't ever think he's ever going to have a big run. That guy, he is what he is, Hicks. They got to trade him next year. I would trade Hicks, Donaldson, and Torres next year. And we were close to getting Lopez. We were close to Pablo Lopez. I don't know what happened to that deal.
What apparently, my guy Jason from 16 River Ave, he reported on it. He said apparently the deal was Gleyber Torres, Oswald Peraza, Aaron Hicks, and I think Estevan Florial was the other minor leaguer for Pablo Lopez, right? But at the last second, like 3 minutes before the trade deadline, the GM, she said she wanted more, and that's when Cashman backed away. So it was in the works of moving Montgomery for Hader, because the idea was to move Aaron Hicks, Gleyber Torres, Oswald Peraza for Pablo Lopez.
This sounds like they were going to do two separate trades or a 3-team trade. Looks like
it was 2 separate trades that were in place, one with St. Louis, one with the Marlins. But at the last second, the GM, the new GM, she pulled out. She said, listen, I want an extra prospect, and for taking Aaron Hicks' contract, because she's saying, I'm helping you with this garbage contract, give me an extra prospect. Brian Cashman pulled out and felt like it was too much.
I would have done it, man, because you would have gotten rid of Aaron Hicks, another deadbeat hitter. And you would have got Pablo Lopez. We would have had Montez and Lopez. And their rotation would have been in a lot better shape. But, Montez had that bad start. I'll give him a pass. It's one start. I hope he rebounds. I think Montez is going to be good, right?
Yeah, I think Montez will be good. I got beat up a lot on Twitter from Yankee fans saying that I'll give Montez a pass because it's his first start, right? He didn't pitch in 10. He didn't pitch in 10 days. He had a death in the family. He literally just came in and just started meeting Luis Severino, right? I mean, Luis Trevino right before his start. So he has to have some comfortability, you know?
Yeah, I'll give him a pass. He's got to pitch better next start, though, and we need him. Him and Garrett Cole. I'm telling you, for the Yankees to win a World Series this year, those two are got to be your guys, man. They got to be on their A games.
Yeah, well, if we look at it, right, I think this is how it's going to shape up. It's going to be Garrett Cole, number 1, Frankie Montas, number 2, Nestor Cortez, number 3. Nestor Cortez recently has been good. If Nestor Cortez could just give us 5 or 6 innings in a playoff spot, I think we'll take that. But we have Cole, Montas, Nestor Cortez, and then a combination of Luis Severino, maybe Jameson Taillon. I don't know about that 4th spot.
I don't think Taillon's going to start in the playoffs. I don't trust him. No way.
No, I think Severino will get a start over Taillon in the playoffs.
Yeah, that looks like it's,
and then I had some numbers too here that I wanted to touch on, because a lot of Yankee fans, you know, yes, Garrett Cole struggled in his last start. He gave up 6 runs. It's not what you want to do, right? It's definitely not what you want to do. But hold on, do I have it right here? Yeah, okay, cool. So in 2009, when we got Garrett Cole, when we got CC Sabathia, right? Yeah. In 2009, CC Sabathia gave up 5+ runs 9 different times in 2009. Garrett Cole's done it 5 times this season. CC Sabathia, before his 2009 postseason run with the Yankees, he had a 7.92 ERA in the playoffs.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
Yeah. In 2009 with the Yankees, he had a 1.98 ERA. So a lot of our big game pitchers, they aren't big game pitchers until they finally win. You know, CC wasn't a big game.
That's easy. CC was on the money, man. He was a great big game pitcher. He proved it. He won a championship here. And I'll take CC. I have to say it. As good as Garrett Cole was, he still has to prove something. Cole, he hasn't shown up. CC delivered, man. He delivered a championship for the Yankees, and he always got big in the playoffs for the Yankees.
Absolutely. But my point of bringing up the stats is, when you look at CC's numbers before that run with the Yankees, he was horrible when it comes to the playoffs.
He was not good. Right? Yeah, like it's 80 ERA, 70 ERA. Yep.
Yeah. And 14 starts in the postseason, Garrett Cole has a 2.93 ERA.
Yeah, he's been in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's been in the play. Andy Pettitte, before Andy Pettitte was big game Andy Pettitte, he had a career ERA 6.16 ERA in the postseason. Then he won that game against the Braves, and it was all forgotten.
Yeah.
Let's see one more. I think I got this, and then this is a tweet from Sweetie Murdy. He said the pitchers we remember as big game pitchers had plenty of struggles. We forgot them once they won it all. Garrett Cole, Yankees, they cannot fast forward to October, but hopefully this season and the postseason, Garrett Cole could turn it around when it comes to his narrative in New York.
He has to, man. Thoughts? Because my thoughts are that this guy is getting paid too much money to be like mediocre. We cannot settle for mediocrity with this guy. He's got to pitch like a guy that's getting paid $36 million a year. Garrett Cole, this guy was looked at as like the third or second best pitcher in all baseball behind DeGrom, and now he's just pitching like AJ Burnett right now, or like Javier Vasquez, and he's got to do better, man. What I've seen so far, I've been very, very disappointed. Giving up he gives up the home runs like crazy. Every time that he's in those tight situations where he needs to strike out, he gives up a home run. It can't happen. And this happens in the playoffs. They're going to run him right out of New York like they did like they tried to do with A-Rod.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think in the playoffs, Garrett Cole, he's going to rewrite his narrative here, because if you look at his stretch with the Yankees, first year, we went against Cleveland in the playoffs. Yeah. He had 13 strikeouts his first start. Phenomenal. It was awesome.
That year, he was great. Yeah.
Last year against the Boston Red Sox, it was god-awful, disgusting.
Yeah, he was awful.
It was. There's no excuse for what he did last year in the playoffs. So hopefully it's something that it's every other year. It's a better start than the last. I'm not sure, but I'm with you 100%. If Garrett Cole does not answer the call this postseason,
Yeah.
he's going to feel the wrath of the Yankee fans, just like A-Rod did.
They're going to want him out of here. They're going to say, let this guy opt out, trade him. Obviously, we can't trade him because he makes way too much money. But there's the opt out, which I don't think he's opting out because he's not going to get that money anywhere else.
Oh, if the Yankee fans come hard on him, I think he would opt out just to leave the situation.
Maybe. Most likely, it's a possibility. But
yeah.
I mean, that's it. I mean, I can't take another 4 or 5. We got 6 more years of this guy. I can't take another 6 years of mediocre Cole. I want a dominant bulldog ace like Scherzer, like Verlander, like DeGrom. We need that, man. In order for the Yankees to win this championship this year, Garrett Cole has to be Garrett Cole. Otherwise, this team's not winning anything.
And that's one thing about the Yankees' history, you know, especially if you go back deep into like the 50s or 40s, the Yankees never had like the number 1 pitcher in baseball at a time on their team.
Oh.
They probably had a top 3 or top 5. Whitey Ford was the best pitcher for the Yankees, and even when Whitey Ford was pitcher, he wasn't the best pitcher in baseball. He was the top 3 pitcher in baseball, top 5. But we've never had like the number 1, like you see Jacob deGrom, what he does with the Mets. We've never had that replicated with the Yankees, right? Oh. Catfish Hunter had that one great year. Ron Guidry had that one great year. But they even still, with those great years, they still weren't the best pitchers in baseball.
No, even with CC Sabathia in 09, as great as he wasn't the best pitcher. We never really had that true definitive ace. We thought Cole was going to be that guy, but he hasn't really. It's been disappointing.
Let's see. I got one more question before we dip out, Capoose. Right. Over or under? Like, I know how you feel deeply when it comes to Brian Cashman, right? Yeah. But this is his last year on his contract. Give me 100%. What's your percentage of Brian Cashman? Is he coming back with the Yankees if he doesn't win a World Series this year?
Wow, that's and I can't stand Brian Cashman. Knowing the Yankees,
but if he wins, we can agree he's going to come back. But if he loses, what's your thoughts?
I think it's in between because look, we all thought Aaron Boone was going to be gone, and look what happened. I mean, it's Hal Steinbrenner running the show at the end of the day, and he's the owner. And I just believe that as much as it's going to pain me to say this, the Yankees lose, he's probably going to get another 2-year contract, a 3-year, because they did it. I mean, this is Hal Steinbrenner's Yankees. This is not George Steinbrenner's Yankees.
Yeah.
As much as I want the guy gone, I hope he retires. But I know the Yankees, and I know the pattern, and I know what they're going to do. If they lose, they'll say it was a successful season. They won the division, and they made the playoffs. To them, that's good enough. A World Series to them is not in their review. I don't know why, but they'll say, we'll give him another 3-year contract. I hope he retires or they fire him. But my gut feeling is telling me that he's going to be back.
Hey, I agree with you. And what's more frustrating when we talk about it, and this is Hal's team, this is Hal Steinbrenner Yankees. But one thing you got to understand when it comes to corporate America, right? The ultimate goal in corporate America is not to win a World Series. It's profits, right? Yeah. And just by getting to the postseason, just by getting to the ALDS, ALCS, even to the World Series, you don't win it all. You still get profits from the postseason. Yeah. You still get TV profits from the postseason. So when it comes down to this new version of the Yankees, it's corporate America. Yeah. All they care about is profits. They don't care about no championship like you and me do, Caputo, right? All they care about is profit. Hal Steinbrenner and his shareholder friends would rather spend their money on the horses in Long Island instead of putting it all into this team.
Well, now, what do you think he gets fired? Do you think he gets released? Like, you think he retires? What do you see?
I don't know, because how it's shaped up is, right, Hal Steinbrenner, he's voted as the CEO, right? He's voted as the CEO, the person who's in charge of the Yankees because of shares, whatever, blah, 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 blah. He owns the majority of shares for the Yankees. If there was a scenario that say like me and you, we win the lotto and we could buy shares into the Yankees and he has 48% of shares, we could vote him out hypothetically, right? He could get voted out hypothetically if he only has 49% of shares, but he has over 50% of shares. So it's not going to happen until he retires.
Yeah. And I know it's kind of early to make these predictions, but do you think the Yankees are gonna? What do you think they're gonna win the World Series this year?
Oh man, I'm hoping, bro. I'm hoping because I'm trying to be down there for the Canyon. I'm trying to be down there for the Canyon of Heroes. I'm trying to be down there, but right now I'm not sure. I'm 50-50. Ask me a month ago. If you asked me a month ago, I would have said yeah.
Right now, it's looking bad. Right now, man. I don't think we're winning it. I wish I could say yeah, unless they go on a massive winning streak again.
Hey, and then you never know. Let's see. Hopefully, this month is just the month that we have, so we can get people healthy. We lick our wounds. We do what we got to do to get back on track, and we start September off beautifully, and we go to October. Never know, Capoots.
And what about Garrett Cole ending the season? You think he's going to have a 2-something ERA or over 3 ERA?
Well, let's see. Garrett Cole, he probably has, I want to say, 6 to 8 starts left for the season.
Yeah.
I think he'll have an ERA under 3.
I wish it was 2.9 something, but it should be. But he just gives up way too many home runs. He's too inconsistent, man. It's like one great game, one bad game. He's up and down. It reminds me of like Burnett.
I don't want to put this into like the air, like it's the sticky substance thing, but
the spite attack, yeah.
The spite attack, I'm not sure, because Garrett Cole was still a phenomenal pitcher before the spite attack rumors. It's whatever it is, if it's the yips, if it's a mental issue that he has to talk to a therapist, whatever it is, he has to figure it out for this stretch run. Because like you said, he may not be an ace, like, you know, what a real ace is in baseball, but he's our number one. And this guy's our number one.
And remember, before we close out the show, he didn't pitch great down the stretch last year before the playoffs started. You know, those last 5 starts before postseason, he pitched horrible. So he can't do that in the regular season down the stretch this year either, going into the playoffs, because then it's going to be a look, and we're not going to be confident come playoffs.
Nope. I don't think anybody's going to be confident if you're about to start the postseason and Garrett Cole is coming off with 3 straight starts of giving up 4 or 5 plus runs. I don't think anybody's going to be confident. Nah, man. So you just got to be optimistic, I guess. You know me, I'm very high strung with this team, and they make me a nervous wreck. Nah. It's the passion, Capoots. Not everybody got the same passion like you, Michael Caputo. You're a rare breed, brother. I try to be positive, but at the same time, it's hard with a team that's bipolar. They're Jekyll and Hyde, the Yankees, so it's hard. Yeah, no, 100%. I don't need to get frustrated and lash out on the team, and I get mad at other people. It's just that I want this team to win so bad. You know, it's been 13 years. Of course, yeah. A lot of rage inside. You know, it's a lot of rage. Of course. One thing we could be happy to say is we aren't Cleveland Guardian fans, because they haven't won since the 50s. Yeah. But Capoots, I'm going to let you go here just because I'm about to end the show. Great. Michael Caputo, thank you for coming on. You're more than welcome anytime I have the space. You know, you're always welcome here, Mikey. All right. Caputo, that's my man, Mikey Caputo. Hopefully he'll be joining us for the watch along with Kev tomorrow. You know, so please go subscribe, BX Sports Jedi, for the watch along tomorrow. I am your guy, Project Nerd HQ, Hectito, host of the Yankees Morning Brew. We'll be back tomorrow. Frankie will be joining me back from his tea time. Finally got Frankie off the golf course, so Frankie will be back tomorrow with us. But guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I am your guy, Project Nerd HQ, Hector, and I am out. Peace.
Driven deep in the right center field. That ball is. Makes a leaping play. Yankees making a statement. Round into third. There's one.